Hi, Jansen. I just made a quick video for you here. This is how I would evaluate a product. So you found those headsets, and this is what I do. Just click on the link here. Unfortunately, okay. So I'm going to take this title right here. I'm going to copy it. So I do a Control C. You can copy it any way you want. I put it over here. This is eBay. I alt tabbed over to eBay. So these are the live listings on eBay right now, and there's one, and it's selling for $525. If we click down, I'll do a right click and open a new link so we don't have to keep loading pages. Shipping is going to be about 22 bucks. So that's not bad. As a general rule, I will figure 13% in fees. So if we took if we sold that for 525, 525, and I multiply that by 0.87, which, taking out your 13% for fees, that's going to leave you with about $456. And when you buy that over here, darn it, I can't get to my tabs. When you buy that over here, tax included, 310. So I don't know if shipping's included here. I didn't go with that, but it's not a bad deal on eBay. Where if you could get it with the shipping, it's probably going to be 325 or 320. I don't know. It seems like sometimes the shipping's really high. Sometimes they have free shipping too. So if you can get it for 310 with the tax, it's not a bad deal to sell on eBay. I mean, you're looking at 456. So on your $310 investment, you're going to make $140, $145. Not bad. But I want to show you some other things here on eBay. Going back to this tab where we originally did the search. Here's the first thing I would do after I discovered, okay, there's enough money in it. I'd hit completed listings down here. And those are the ones, it's going to show us that product. And the green ones are the ones that sold. We only want new. It looks like these top ones. So I'll click on new because you're selling a new product. So there's two that sold that were new. One did sell for $525. You have to evaluate and see if that's really the same package. It looks like those are the same numbers. I don't know if there's other extra stuff in here or not. I don't want to go into that now, but you got to compare apples to apples. This one has some different things. It says HD3, but maybe this is the same thing. It looks the same. So that's really a good price. So it looks like, they sell. There was only on completed listings for new. There was two of them, and they both sold. Let's look at this one. If I wanted to buy this, all right. This line through it is what I'm talking about. If I wanted to tell how much that went for, I'm going to click on this. It's going to open it up because they took an offer. The green line means they took an offer for it. I'm going to scroll down here, and here's the eBay item number. I'm going to double click on that just to select it, however you want to do it. I'm going to do a Control C to copy it, and then I'm going to go over here. I'm back on Chrome. I'm going to go to a site called Watch Count. I like this to see what we paid, what someone actually got for it. And then I just paste that in. I did Control V, and I click on that. And I can see right here it sold for $400. So they took an offer and they sold it for $400. So if you take your 13% off that, that's just doing it in my head quickly. Well, it's over. It's about 50 bucks. So now all of a sudden you're down to 350. And I don't think it had free shipping on it. Oh yeah, it did have shipping. So they're down to 350. They paid for the shipping, which is going to be fairly expensive. It's probably going to be around that $10 mark to ship, and you're going to have to add insurance because you're not going to ship something like that without having insurance. Don't ever take that chance on something this expensive if you decide to do this. So really, there's no money in this one. The other ones, the other one where they waited it out and they got to buy now, worked out pretty good. So you're investing over 300. I think you can probably say you're going to make 100. For me, that wouldn't be enough. I would want to make, if I'm going to invest 300, I would say 150 is the absolute bottom. And I'd be looking more to make 200 bucks. So I don't think there's quite enough there for me to be interested in that. But you have to decide what your own tolerance is. Here's the other thing I want to show you. This is most new stuff I'm going to sell on Amazon. I'm not going to sell much new stuff on eBay. Most of the stuff I sell on eBay is used. It's collectible. That's where I've had the most success. Other people have had success selling new stuff on eBay, but for me, I sell all my new stuff on Amazon. I also ship it to them so that when it sells, they ship it. It's a different type of organization than eBay. eBay has got a lot of flexibility. You can do a lot of things. It's also easier to get scammed on eBay. It's pretty hard on Amazon the way I'm doing it. Okay, so here's how I would evaluate it for Amazon. I'd select this. I've got something called a context search. So I did a right click on the area that I selected. And you can install this. I did it so long ago, I don't remember how to do it. But it's pretty easy to do. It might be just right clicking and then setting it up with options. But the only one I have on here, so then I choose where I want to sell it. So the only one I have on there is Amazon. So this takes us right to a listing that matches. And sometimes there'll be multiple listings. In this case, there's only the one. So then I would click on this, and there's a bunch of things I'm going to do to evaluate it. First of all, what I like about it is available from these sellers. So I know right away this is selling over retail. Amazon won't put what we call a buy box price right here. If they thought that it was a fair price within the numbers that are reasonable for retail, they would put a price here. But since they haven't, people are selling this over retail. So I'll do a right click on this and open this. And I'll look at this. So this guy, and this is important, this guy's selling it for $525. He's also asking $63 to ship it. So he is shipping this out of his home. That's different from a lot of stuff that I do. In fact, it's different from all the stuff that I do on Amazon. I would send it to the warehouse, and when it's sold, the warehouse would ship it out. And it's more expensive, but I don't have to ship. If something sells on a Saturday and I'm not home, Amazon ships it. I don't have to do that. The other thing I'm going to look at for sure with this person is going to be this number right here. In the last year, they've gotten 2,400 feedbacks. This is a big time seller, which is an indicator to me that this is probably a pretty good product. That this person who's doing this selling is an experienced seller, and they're selling this product. Let's back up. Let's see what I think I got back here. Let's back up to this is the original page again. Here's another. I'm using Google Chrome, and I really like the extensions here. I'll talk about this one, the purple one, but the one I'm going to do right now is this one right up here in the corner called a calculator widget. You can just go out to the Google Chrome store, and if you have a Windows computer, and I think you can do the same thing. I mean, you got to go to the iTunes store or the Apple store to get it, but I think it works with iOS also. So I click on this calculator widget, and that opens up a new tab. And I use this all the time when I buy things. So Amazon fulfillment, that means how much is it selling for on Amazon? That guy that we looked at, the one out there, is selling for $525 plus the $63 shipping. I would look at that, and I look at it as the shipping is part of the cost, because when I send it in, that shipping is built into the price. So I think, $575 is a really reasonable number. If you wanted to be safe, I think let's be safe. I'm going to choose $550. And I'm going to say that's what we're going to sell this for on Amazon. Ship it to Amazon. This is the other field. And this is the Amazon fulfillment. This is when I send it to the warehouse. And this over here would be if you did it yourself. So we'll do it both ways. So this is how I would figure it out. Ship to Amazon, 1.6 pounds. This is how I'm going to figure it out. Well, if I'm only going to ship one, I know it's not going to be less than $5 to ship that in. So I'm going to put $5. And the cost of the product, we'll say that we're getting it for taxes included, and there's no shipping cost. and we'll just guess 310. I mean, the only liberties we're taking is the potential shipping cost. So down over here, and you can look at right here. It's the same number, 148.25. I always look here. So on my investment, I should make $148 if I sell it for 310. That's getting real close to that 50% mark. Or if I spend 300, I want to make 150. So this is really close. All right, let's run it the other way. Item price 550. When you ship it, you're going to have to insure it. I think we're going to say $10 here. You're going to get a pretty good shipping rate shipping through Amazon, a little better than you're going to get through eBay. I'm not sure. Okay, I think we can leave that as 0. And the cost of the product is $310. We don't have to do anything here because you're storing it at home. I don't ever use this, but monthly storage, you're not paying to store it, so you don't have to put anything in there. So cost of product is $310. So if you shipped it from home, you're going to make $166 after you pay your Amazon fees. So it's not too bad. It's that's a 50% deal if you ship it from home. Your net margin is going to be it's just a little bit better than if you'd have Amazon do it. I do a lot of stuff the other way. I wouldn't do it that way, but you definitely could, and you can sell stuff like that. The new stuff, you'll sell that a lot easier on Amazon, I think, than you'll sell it on eBay. Plus, you don't have to take a picture. All you have to do is send it in. So there's some things there. Let's talk about this purple thing. This isn't a great one because this is what I would look at right here. And this is I'll have to I think it's I can't remember which one of these widgets. It's this one right here, AMZ Genie. That's what it is. So you can install that, and it doesn't give us a great. The only thing I'm really interested in is this number. I want to know, is this a top 1%, 2%, 10%? How often is this selling? We can't really tell, so then I'm going to scroll down, or it's not giving it to us, that's why we can't tell. So this is number 377,244 in toys and games. It's pretty high here, though, for remote control vehicles and batteries, 2,400. But even this number seems really high, 37,244. I'm going to show you, I'm going to go back to this tab. I'm going to go to Amazon. I'm going to show you how to figure out what's a good number just manually. I want to go over here to all, and this is in the toys and games category. So go down here to toys and games. So it'll say that right there. Now I'm going to, in the search field, I'm going to use these brackets. This is just above the enter key. I'm going to do this one, this one. It's just, if you're just to the left and above the enter key. And I'm going to hit search. It's basically a null search. So the number that we are interested in is not showing up here. Very interesting. Because I want to figure out, and it should be right here. There's another way to do it. You can add up these numbers under toys and games. So 183,000. So we'll say 180 plus 60, 240, 260, 270, 370. About 610,000, and there's more. So you'd have to add up all those numbers. I'm not sure why it's doing that, because normally if I choose, let me try it. Let me try something in home and kitchen. We'll do the same search in home and kitchen. Maybe this has changed. I haven't done it in so long. But we should see a number up there. Yeah, it's not doing it anymore. That's too bad, because then what you have to do is add all these up to calculate what we are. So let's say that there's 37 million items. Well, let's say there's 3.7 million items in your toys and games. I'll have to do some research into that. I don't do it anymore because I use that Amazon Genie and it does it for you. But in this case, it's not doing it. So I'd add all those numbers up, and then I would divide by 100 to get the top 1%. So if it was 3.7 million, I want something that's going to be 37,000 or better for a rank. And if we come back here to, let's see, is this the one? Yeah. And look at this rank down here. 377,000. So if it were 37 million, it's the top 10%. That wouldn't be good enough. I'm looking for something that's in the top 1%. I wonder if I can find an item here that would work better. Some headphones here. I know these are pretty good ones. Let's see if it loads our AMZ Genie. Not every page will load it. It's quirky that way. You'd like to think that it would, but it doesn't always. I don't think it's gonna. Let's go headphones. Click on another one. There it is. Okay, we're getting the same thing here. It's not telling us, but this rank in electronics is 1800. That's a good rank. If we figured out how many items there were in electronics, and I'm going to try it one more time to see. I didn't know this was happening. Yeah, it might be displaying that number somewhere else, but it's not displaying it where it used to. So anyway, I know that's a good number. I like the AMZ Genie, especially when it displays what the rank is. You want something in the top 1 or 2%, and it's not giving us a number here, but that would say if it was maybe less than one top, better than a top 1%. So you're looking for that type of thing. So you could, I'd recommend if you're going to sell these, you probably go to Amazon to sell it. You could sell it on eBay, but typically you're not going to get the greatest prices there on something they can get somewhere else. This right here, I love this. This is a keep-a-graph. So we can, and again, this is a widget type of thing also, or a Google extension, not a widget. You can install that, and on every Amazon page, this will come up and it will give us historical data. Like right here, we're at 3 months. So I would look at this and say, all right, the rank, that green number right up in here, has been around that 374,000. I can also see, oh, it was down to 310. Not much better, but all of a sudden, it got better, or got worse in here. The price is $525. For a long time, these weren't even in stock. So we're only going back 3 months. Let's go back a year. So now we can see, a lot of times I'll look for what happened in December. And if I want to just, here's November. If I just want to see what happened in December, I can do this too. All right, there's a little bit more. But so around Christmas time, this is a very inflated price, $923. I don't think that's reasonable. And then you can see that there just occasionally somebody was selling a used one for $500. So they go in and out of stock. I don't know if this is a pretty new. I don't know anything about this item. I don't know if it's pretty new, but you can get a lot of information here. Well, it's not new because we got 514 days of data, and people were selling them. This is back in 2016 in July, $450. Makes me wonder, is there a newer model out than the one that we're finding there? It spiked here back in December, and then people ran out. So I'd be a little bit concerned that this is no longer the newest model. That's what I would look at with this. And typically I find that unless it's a collectible or there's something that makes this one better than the new one, that people really want it because of some feature, then I might buy it. But I would be hesitant on this because I'd at least have to go and see if there's a newer one. But it's back in now at $525. There's only one seller. I don't think it's a bad one. I think it's real high to start out for your first product. It's a lot of money to invest. So anyway, Jansen, this ended up being a lot longer than I thought, and hopefully you see some of the things that I'm looking at when I evaluate a project.